Hey, did you know I used to play Skarner? You have to pause because my soundboard is on. Okay, it's off. That's right, there's some Skarner videos on this channel. Now, I shouldn't be known as one of the great Skarner players because I'm not, but I am definitely one of the Skarner players. And there was some funny comments after this game specifically, and possibly even during it, given my Skarner pick and how well we do, which you've probably seen in the thumbnail, because of course I'll put the KDA in the thumbnail. So, what is a Skarner? This has actually reminded me that... Oh, actually, it's reminded me doubly now, because I was going to say, wow, I need to make before the rework Skarner, because he got a rework in the Juggernaut patch. Then I remembered he won the goddamn rework poll thing, so he's going to get reworked again, so we got to wait for that. And then, oh god, I've just live on recording become sad. Anyway, let's talk about Skarner and what I wanted to talk about. So this is actually a normal draft game. Full transparency. Yeah, I know. But let's be honest, matchmaking is messed up whether you're in ranked or not. So it is what it is. Anyway, what I like to do with Skarner is play him as a carry. Play him as like a... Play him as a Juggernaut. That's what he was made to do back in the day. And he just happens to be a Juggernaut with a ton of move speed. I think Riot denounced him as a Juggernaut. They said, you know, he's not much of a Juggernaut. Yeah, fuck it. Even though he was reworked as part of the first Juggernaut kind of mass update, together with Garen, Darius, Old Mordekaiser, and, well, Skarner. Anyway, don't know how clear here, just in time to get the zone. Unfortunately, wasn't captured by our top laner earlier on in the game. You can actually hear Master Yi in the replay for some reason, but I smite it anyway. I couldn't hear that in game, obviously. We go for a cheeky little gank on Anivia, which does not work out well because I am indeed Skarner. He's not fast enough yet. That's kind of one of the things Skarner scales with. He scales heavily with move speed, not just from his levels, because when you level up your W, you get more move speed, you get to stick to people better, you get to engage people better. It's really good. I know a lot of people do max E second. Some people max it first, for God's sake, which I just find really weird. But what most people tend to do is they build Skarner as a tank. They build him as like a means to an end. Your entire build is meant to get you and your ultimate onto the enemy carry, and that's all that matters. I heavily disagree with this. I know that there's plenty of players that have unique builds for their particular champion. I remember watching a video of Yi just kind of disrespecting both mine and Maokai CC here, and apparently me doing nothing to the MF causes her to burn a flash, which I find kind of funny. I'd go for a dragon here. If it wasn't a cloud, it is a cloud though, so we can't go for that. But yeah, most people build him as a like chem tank, Deadman's Plate, and probably some kind of defensive boots, maybe even a Swifties or Mobies. Probably not Mobies. That doesn't really make that much sense. Just to get the ultimate on someone, and then they let their team do the rest, and if their team doesn't do the rest, then I guess they weren't supposed to win anyway. But when you play him as a carry, that means usually Trinity Force, because Trinity Force gives move speed and damage on Sheen effect, whereas Divine Sundra will only give you this Sheen effect. I'm a big fan of move speed on Skarner. If you can't tell already, I do say he just scales with it, both in terms of sticking to people. It will help you sustain off Conqueror if you've got it, which I think I'm using. Okay, now Yi engages me here. Now, a few things to note. In the zone, and we have a Vex who is level 6. Vex with level 6 is basically a Nocturne, good engage range, and now fortunately missed the Anivia there, but can't really pursue her much anymore. I'm going to go for the Jax in the top lane. Now, if you look at my runes, I've got Lethal Tempo. Trying that out, because as you know, Conqueror got some nerfs. Also, if anyone in the comments knows, because the patch notes for League and the... Oh yeah, this was so sad. This was so sad. Like, the Q gets flashed there, and then he attacks the turrets, and it's so sad. Luckily, I get out alive. Don't end up just inting a shutdown. Okay. Right then. Getting sidetracked by that, because I remembered my disappointment. Trinity Force. Move speed. Very good item. I think, again, most people go for Chem Tank, and the saddest thing about Season 11 and Season 12 Skarner, of course, is that you either go Chem Tank or you go Trinity Force. You cannot have both. And I hate that so much. Master Yi going for the gank spot, because, of course, Master Yi is going to get kills through ganks at some point, despite his lack of CC. It's just gonna happen in half your games, because It do be like that. We throw a ward on the dragon, just in case he decides to call it. He doesn't. And we keep farming. So, I remember what I was on about. There was a Rek'Sai player that said that most people build Rek'Sai with like Hail of Blades as like, you know, oh, if I don't win by early game, then the game is over. Whereas he was like, nah mate, I play Rek'Sai for late game. Having a little bit of a panic there. Because it's like, you know, we've all seen Jax pull off some mad stuff. In hindsight, you know, he probably couldn't have. But it's not like I need my ult on in the next 5 seconds anyway. I mean, hey, I could meet Yi here. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And that's kind of why I play Skarner this way. In fact, back when I watched that content, which would have been maybe late Season 10 or mid-Season 10, I'm not sure. Going for the Yi here. So, yes, ults would be really nice. Pop Ghost, stop the meditate. He meditates really early there. Maybe he was expecting Skarner ultimate. We'll get into lethal tempo in just a second. So we're doing great DPS. Unfortunately, Cho'Gath does come back in to allow Jax that attempt. And Jax can get a triumph stack. He can just escape off of that. And of course, he could have killed Cho'Gath. But he doesn't, luckily. We'll get into lethal tempo in a second, as I said. But yeah, you can't have both Chem Tank and Trinity Force, and that's really sad. Plus, building Skarner as a carry, like that Rek'Sai player who was taking Conqueror and just really focusing on farm. Again, this was Season 10. So the game wasn't quite as snowbally as it is now. So late game was a thing that you could build for. With this most recent patch, with the durability update, everyone is living a bit longer, and therefore anyone who has DPS, sustained damage, is going to be a little better. The differences this will make in kind of snowbally, I guess, slow elo games is going to be a bit smaller, but someone like Skarner, who is a kind of juggernaut bruiser tank, depending how you build, figured I'd go help with the Yi, maybe a bit late. But to be honest, I don't think I would have been able to do much anyway. Yeah. Getting sidetracked is just something we'll do on both the first channel and the second channel, apparently. Speaking of which, plenty of unedited, mostly undoctored content on the second channel if you want to check that out. It's variety content though. It's not all League of Legends. In fact, there is no League of Legends on there at the moment. But we've talked about some stuff, we've responded to a couple questions, and we've responded to some hate comments I used to get. I don't really get them anymore, at least I don't see them anymore. But hey, if I make enough provocative titles, like if I dare say my Skarner is good, or I dare say Fresh Top can win a game, oh boy, they'll come back. So getting some nice help from the Vex. However, the Anivia was there looking for this opportunity, but she will die. There was an Ignite there, but, you know, a bit risky. So, the vision of the Vex just comes in there, and this is what I was on about with the Cho'Gath, right? There was a Steam message just then. That was me, not you. Always happens when I'm recording. So now Yi's going to be able to fight me. It's in the zone, but he's already got the reset. It's a bit annoying, and unfortunately, Cho'Gath is not coming down. Jax is coming down. For some reason, I thought Jax legitimately was Cho'Gath. But yeah, we had a massive advantage, and we still lost. I say lost. We lost to Jax getting, you know, killing us. Anyway, if I can stay on topic for just a minute, uninterrupted, I like Skarner as a carry because he does so much damage with Q. He used to do even more scaling with AD. So there was a time when Skarner had a bit of a higher AD ratio on his Q, and they lowered that in exchange for raising the percentage max health damage. And this, of course, was in the favor of full tank Skarner, and there wasn't much you could do with AD anymore. They did raise the AD ratio a little bit after that, but for real, nowadays, if you want to do damage with Skarner, you're actually looking towards your auto attacks. So with a very low cooldown Q, you can build something like Trinity Force or Divine Sundra to do more damage. I recommend Trinity Force because move speed is so important. It also gives attack speed, and attack speed, especially against champions, will lower the damage that champions do. Anyway, in a fight with Yi here, going to try and ult him away from Jax to get a bit more time, but he's going to be able to flash away And I'm hopefully going to be able to walk away, because Jax does not actually have many ways of keeping up with you. But it's a little sad. Staying on track. If you want damage, you need to look at sheen effects and you need to look at auto attacks. So lethal tempo is not a bad idea, because essentially you get 1 second shaved off your Q cooldown when you auto attack a champion, or just 0.25 seconds if you auto attack a jungle monster. Because you're building AD anyway, as you can see we have Trinity Force, we're going into Death Stance with those items there. It's not bad for damage, but your range is short, and you scale with move speed like we say, and you don't start with much move speed. Your W kind of speed is quite bad at the start, but as you get some ability haste, as you get some levels in W, you'll be able to basically keep it up permanently, and it will speed you up for much better, for much more. I'm going to take that crab and pose in front of the vision plants. And if you take lethal tempo or any kind of attack speed, you don't want to go overboard. You don't want to be building like, you know, Phantom Dancer, for God's sake. But building a little bit of Trinity Force, maybe even lethal tempo, maybe even attack speed in runes, other than lethal tempo, you will get your Q down much faster, and that will in turn increase your damage, inadvertently increasing your percentage damage against targets. So it's quite interesting. If we didn't have such a high damage meta, even with this update, I'd actually say Blade Rune King would be quite good on Skarner. And I think I was building it actually in Season 10 when it had its active. It doesn't have the active anymore, which makes it much less reliable to use. Back we go, because Jax has absolutely demolished our Hullbreaker first Urgoth. That wasn't fun. Now he's going to, unfortunately, walk back into the stun. He will then pop his flash and then dash away, so not much we can do, but we will take this farm. Well, part of it until Urgoth gets here anyway. Take our zones back. And looks like I'm gunning for something over here because Yi was found on Dragon. Gonna do a little counter jungling. Because it's not all about kind of warring over Dragon as much as your low elo teammates may believe. If you can concede the loss on an objective and just take something else instead, then that can minimize the kind of overall loss you feel. As opposed to how, you know, some people will just go for a dragon they can't possibly win and then die. Luckily able to just flick him over, so neither of us, well, at least Urgoth doesn't get the stun for sure. A little awkward how Urgoth stops doing damage there, but sure, whatever. We get the kill, we back. We're 9-1-1 right now, and we have Death Stance. Let's talk about build for a second. Once again, I play Skarner like a carry. Death Stance is... This item is stupid. This item is so stupid. I was tempted to go for a Force of Nature, and you'll see me start to build this, and I think I sell it. I sell the component items halfway through the game when I realize I don't need it. Because you can see that they have AP Anivia, of course, and AP MF. So they have some amount of AP, but for the most part, they are an auto-attacking AD team composition. Yi does true damage, but he also has Blade Rune King, so having the armor will massively help against, you know, on hits like Blade Rune King, which scale with your health. So if I just built health, that's not going to deal with that well. Overfrost Anivia though, and MF over there, I don't remember what she builds, I imagine Leandri's. But against Anivia at least, and the flat AP damage, health is effective. Health is effective against Yi's true damage and his Kraken Slayer, but it's not as effective as the Blade Rune King that he and Jax both have, and a Divine Sunderer. This is why armor is good here. You can buy both in the form of Dead Man's Plate, which would be traditional Skarner, let's say. Okay, now I do not get the ult from Sivir here, which is a little sad, and I go straight into the MFE. By the way, I hate MF's rework. I absolutely despise it. You may have heard me say this on stream before. But I hate MF. I used to quite like a pre-rework. I say rework, it was more like a... what can you call it? What can you call it? An update. Because it didn't change much, it just changed how her ratios play, and buffed her in lots of ways. Get a little source from the bot lane here. Now, Yi is going to kill one person, and he's got the ult reset, so he gets a little hyped. He goes for me as well. And he will die under here. Anivia do damage though. Did not expect that much burst from the Anivia. She has a Medjai's fully stacked tier, which isn't doing much. Of course, it was a good double strike from Yi with the Kraken Slayer and Neon hits as well. And it was at that point I was like, yeah, I need some health. And here we go. You can see I've bought Force of Nature. And then immediately undid it. Okay, so I did undo. I didn't sell it. And we're going for the Bramble Vest and the Spirit Visage. Spirit Visage is really good. Because, one, there's some true damage we need more health to deal with. Skarner basically has permanent shielding with his W. Which is really nice, really fun. We have healing on Death Stance. And I believe we have Triumph as well. So overall, very, very good. You know, I didn't really play with tier Skarner. I should try that. Maybe I don't really like lane Skarner. I suck at it, I guess. It's very passive. But yeah. He alphas over my E, which was nice, but he also does go very frontliney, essentially into our whole team. Little no-scope from Jhin there. Do a lot of damage. She's an egg now. We spot Jhin, and I'm going to go for him now. A little bit of move speed, he gale forces away, but move speed over time will counter dashes. Goodbye, Jhin. And then a dragon. So you can see that the enemy actually got the first two dragons, but like I said, don't need to panic. You can get the next one. If you can keep a calm mind, and, you know, most dragons, their percentage increases. Actually, they're all percentage increases. Which can potentially swing a fight, but the chance of that over things like gold value, item diff, level diff, is going to be minuscule in the early to mid game. So if you can, you know, lower the gold difference, for example, like, oh, they're doing dragon, I take your entire top jungle. Maybe Rift Herald as well. Stuff like that. Then you can actually, hopefully, set up to take the third dragon by having more favorable odds than you would if you didn't take their jungle. You know, watching out for things like farming. I'm going to take a stun here, but it's fine. We have so much tenacity. Do we? I'm getting this confused with my volleyball game. And just walk him down. Take the kill. 13-2 right now. Yi's going to be here. We're just going to ult him. Keep him in the Maokai route. And he is getting absolutely CC'd to heck. Even though he's 8 kills, he's kind of popping off. Skarner is just like a god tier counterpick to Master Yi. They do need to build QSS, and if there's anything I found this season, particularly before the durability update as well, is that any delay to your core items hurts so much. And that's why things like buying QSS always feel terrible when you're reliant on snowballing like he is in a lot of games, unless you can get to late game. That's what I find anyway. Bought a Thornmail. There's a few reasons to buy Thornmail here. I actually don't mind buying Kempunk Chainsword over Thornmail on Skarner because I like quick, easy application of Grievous Wounds. Thornmail, because I need to be tanky, and I do want to have lots of health, and they have so many auto-attackers, and Yi seems to like me, buying Thornmail seems like a good idea. However, to upgrade the Bramble Vest up to the Thornmail feels like a good idea because I can target whoever I want. If you don't know, Thornmail applies its full Grievous Wounds to anyone that you've immobilized. This means Skarner's E, which could very well hit the entire team, or Skarner's ultimate. Now Jax is just kind of split pushing. Very, 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 very far. I would not recommend doing this. He's been punished for it so many times, but yeah, if I was Jax in this situation, probably recalling after the last wave he cleared there and then going to bot lane, because currently MF, the support, is pushing bot lane, and that's not a very good idea. I missed my E, so I decided to just cast an ult. I don't want him killing anyone, getting resets. We have Ultimate Hunter when we're level 16. The cooldown really is not that high. Yeah, easy application of Grievous Wounds is very important to me. So sometimes I'll buy Executioner's Calling on Thresh, you know. Just because, like, it's like, I have 800 gold and I need to put Grievous Wounds on this person. I can't make them auto-attack me if I just buy Bramble. But so, sometimes I only do that if I can afford the full Thornmail. Kind of go a bit all out on this MF. I believe I cast Ghost. They're just a support, and they're even buying, like, yeah, they bought Everfrost, actually. Interesting. I don't know much about modern day MF support, but I've seen a lot of AP MF support and AP Ashe supports in these normal games. Such truly curious times we live in. Quite a long game, by the way. We are watching most of it sped up. Go ahead, take the Skarner zone. Don't forget your Skarner zones if you have a Skarner on your team, please. But don't go over don't go too hard for them, kind of like kindred marks. Don't int for them. We go ahead, we take Dragon. We don't have much to fear from Yi. Now, admittedly, Yi could have actually stolen this because I mess up Smite. You see, I Smite at 941 because I'm a boomer. And I'm still not used to Smites. Make a new Smite. I hold him steady for everyone's skill shots. He does start to get away, but then he doesn't. Take another zone. Remember, 15G for the zone, 30 if 2 people stand on it. As in for both of you, combined. Push a little and back. Oh, I was looking at Urgot's build, I got really confused. I was about to tell you I bought a Crossfire. Because that looks like a Thresh build, just maybe with the thingy there. So again, Master Yi. Now, for some reason we could hear him on the wolves. Now, I'm expecting him to alpha, so I hold my E. Unfortunately, he does appear below me, which was apparently not what I was ready for. So he doesn't get stunned and is able to kill Vex. Our last item here is the Warhammer, which is going to be going into Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver gives ability haste. I believe it still gives movement speed, which does stack with doesn't stack with Trinity Force, I think. Does anyone else have it in this game? No. Honestly, I don't see Black Cleaver as a very popular item anymore. But I don't mind the stacking because health, ability haste, and all sorts are very good on Skarner regardless. And I believe the item is cost effective. Armor Pen is also good on his Q, the first half of it, which is percentage damage. And here we see a level 18 versus a level 14 and a little bit of TF2 friendliness. She starts recalling. And I allow it. Normal games, everyone. Obviously, if this was ranked, that MF would be dead faster than you could blink. Master Yi, once again, going for whatever easy kills he thinks he can find. He's going to get smitten and stabbed by... Oh, impaled, let's say that. I think that's also the name of the ability. If I'm not getting it mixed up with my Warcraft 3. Slap up the bot lane. And we are so tanky. Skarner's W kind of low cooldown, the Spirit Visage, all of this stuff is just great. Take her out from under the tower. Jax pushes him. Don't want him getting a kill on Maokai. Thought it'd be a funny prank to do the Krugs while these guys were recalling near it. Oh, I didn't actually see what MF say that in the chat when I was playing this game yesterday. Here we go, Black Cleaver. So you have Threefold Strike and Carve. Wait, no, and Rage, sorry. Grants 3 move speed per stack. And this grants 20 move speed. Wait, really? So you get 3 move speed per stack of Carve. Max 6 stacks. And then this is max 5 stacks. So they do stack. Their flat move speed increases. So I believe that they will stack additively. Unlike percentage move speed increases. Okay, you don't have to worry about that then. They didn't stack previously in previous seasons, but as you can tell, I didn't actually play much Skarner these 2 seasons. And when I did, I usually did like really funny builds, like Gale Force. Fun fact, at the start of Season 11, Black Cleaver was a bit different. In fact, it gave you attack speed per stack instead of move speed. And I thought Trinity Force Black Cleaver was just the best Skarner build. But it ended up being very squishy. There was a lot of damage, you know. I think if you were there at the start of Season 11, you saw like Canes and whatever just one-shotting with Eclipse. Remember when Eclipse did 16% max health damage? Oh boy. Yeah, things were just broken. So what I thought was a really good Skarner build was probably a bit modest compared to what most people were doing in that absolutely godforsaken patch. MF is recalling. I kind of let her do it. I'm not sure if I would have hit with an E before Maokai could have hit his ability there. But we're showing a bit of mercy here. You could consider it BM, but, you know, depends who you are, I guess. That's your perspective. Okay, so here we go. Alt Anivia, except whoops, she went Zonias, so I guess we're all seeing Jax now. That's fine, they both die. And we're too tanky to care. We're too strong to care. This is a true juggernaut. This is a true carry Skarner. You are tanky, you have move speed, and you have damage. Absolutely wonderful champion. I love Skarner. And I dread the rework. I really hope that they keep all aspects of Skarner. I've already made a video ranting about kind of worries about Skarner and upcoming rework potential. Because when I made that video, he didn't actually win the poll. But by the time I uploaded it, he did. And that was sad. I voted for Tryndamere, I think. Even though I like Tryndamere as well. I think he needs an update more than anyone else. Doesn't need one. Like, if I voted for, what was it, Shyvana, it'd mostly because, you know, coming back after like a year or more's absence from League and just watching her become a AP mage for some reason. Anyway, yeah, our mid lane, sorry, our people were mid lane just kind of sitting there, and I thought we were all going to move to bot lane to take the inhibitor because I don't see what else we could possibly do, but I die. I could have taken more glances at the map and then seen that I was doing a bad call because team wasn't there, but perspective. Whatever. Level 18. You may have noticed by now that this video isn't particularly edited, and that's typically how these replays go. And I understand not everyone likes that. And I understand not everyone watches that, but I try not to worry about that so much anymore. It's very easy to get kind of distracted by what gets the most views, what gets the most consistent views, what gains the most subscribers, what most people like, or most people dislike especially. That one's easy to get upset over. For example, like some of the most successful videos on this channel, purely by coincidence by the way, such as like this one game I uploaded, Fresh Top vs Volibear, just gained so many hate comments. Man, it hits. It does hit. But I don't really care much anymore. So do comment what you think in the comments below. If you've made it to this point, 40 minutes into the game, we're about to win. As you can see. Do let me know what you think of Skarner, this kind of very unbound kind of video. It's kind of closer to the stream experience because it's very free-flowing. Just without the kind of pressure from a chat. So if you would like to see more like this, then I do recommend following the stream. You can find a link below to the Twitch stream. Yeah, we have 4 Infernals, by the way. Give the enemy the first 2 dragons so you can get 4 of a kind. Top tier strategy. 19, 3, 12. Building AD on Skarner is beautiful and you should do it. And yes, we run Lethal Temper because I think it's funny. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.